your quote was, "We will keep pushing, keep advancing, no quarter, no mercy for our enemies." And yesterday, you did not clarify whether you stand by this statement. So I'm going to give you another opportunity to clarify if that is what you meant. Do you stand by that statement you made on March 13th?
We have untied the hands of our warfighters. We fight to win, and we follow the law.
Okay, so you're not clarifying. So you stand by that statement. So you're the Secretary of Defense. The things you say matter. And your response here, right now, makes it clear to the American people exactly why you are not right for this job.
The man who just said that is not a political critic. He is a former combat naval aviator. He flew 39 combat missions over Iraq. He is a NASA astronaut who has spent 54 days in space. And he is a United States Senator from Arizona. When Mark Kelly tells a defense secretary he is not right for the job, that is not a partisan attack. That is a professional assessment from someone who has worn the uniform. And here is what led him to that conclusion. Kelly asked one simple question. We have spent $330 billion on munitions in this war. How many years will it take to replace them? Hegseth's answer ranged from months to years depending on the weapon system. Some systems, 2 to 34 times what we have today. Let that sink in. 34 times. The United States fired munitions that will take decades to replace. In a war where the Strait of Hormuz is still closed, the Iranian regime is still in place. The nuclear material is still in their hands. Watch what Kelly did with that information.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Gentlemen, thank you for being here. Secretary Hegseth, safe to say that our weapons like SM-3s, Tomahawks, Patriot missiles have capabilities that are unmatched. That's why they cost a lot, take a long time to produce. Your budget requests $31.8 billion to expand production capacity for critical missile stockpiles. Is that correct? 31.8?
I'm looking at $53 billion for munitions acceleration over 14 critical munitions, of which the ones you listed are a part.
Okay,
so
53.
I believe more than that. Yes, sir.
More than 20 billion more. So we've been working together to grow the industrial base because we're all worried about how our stockpiles would hold up in a conflict against China. Since the start of this war, you've made it a point to highlight the number of strikes the U.S. military is carrying out, citing that more than 13,000 targets had been struck as of April 8th. On March 2nd, you said, and this is a quote, "This was a massive, overwhelming attack across all domains of warfare, striking more than 1,000 targets in the first 24 hours. On March 10th, you said, "Yet again, our most intense day of strikes inside of Iran." On April 6th, you said, and this is another quote, "The largest volume of strikes since day one of this operation." Your department has released video after video of things blowing up. None of us doubt the strength of the U.S. military and their ability to do hard things. I understand that better than anybody. The questions we should be asking and answering are, what does this cost us and what does it achieve for the American people? Many of these strikes use our best weapons, and we're using a lot of them and a lot of interceptors. Open source reporting has estimated that the military has used an outrageous number of Patriots. I'm not even going to say the numbers, but a lot of Patriots, a lot of THAAD rounds, JASSM-ER, Tomahawks, very expensive, exquisite. We can't make these munitions overnight, and it's clear from your budget request that you know that. Can you tell us how many years specifically is it going to take to replace these systems?
Senator, thank you for the question. I would defer to the comptroller on the amount because I think it's a lot higher than 53. If you look at long-range fires, JASSMs, LRASMs, Tomahawks, we're looking at 238 billion.
Okay,
we're
a
looking
lot.
at 40 billion for hypersonic. So I actually think it's closer to 330 billion in munitions.
Okay, how many
Ultimately,
years to replenish? That's the question.
I think that's exactly the right question, too, Senator, because the time frame we were existing under was unacceptable.
Okay, well,
and
tell
what this
me-
budget does, months and years, fast.
Years?
I mean, we're building new plants in real time.
So
that
just
will
to replace what we have
2x,
expended,
I said months.
and then you said years.
It depends on the weapon system, but 2 to 3, 4x of what we have today. So
Okay.
yes, we're dealing with a reality under the previous administration of what they sent to Ukraine and what they allocated
Okay,
elsewhere.
I got it. So
And
we
we're
fired
rapidly doing it
years
quickly.
worth of munitions. And it is clear that these are being expended to try to achieve some objectives. That was the plan. But, Mr. Secretary, this war is stuck. The Strait of Hormuz is closed. The Iranian regime is in place. The nuclear material still in their hands. Americans are being crushed by higher costs. And it's not clear to them at all what the goal of this war is.
Notice what Kelly just did. He didn't question the military's skill. He explicitly praised it. None of us doubt the strength of the U.S. military. What he questioned was the strategy, and he did it with math. $330 billion in munitions expended. Strait of Hormuz still closed. Iranian regime still in place. Nuclear material still unaccounted for. That is not a military failure. That is a strategic failure. And then Kelly pivoted to something that had already come up the day before. The no quarter, no mercy statement. Moulton had asked about it. Hegseth couldn't answer. Now Kelly was giving him one more chance. What the Defense Secretary said next is the reason Kelly delivered his verdict.
Or is. So, I've got about a minute, and I want to go to another topic. I saw your hearing yesterday, and I'm going to give you one more chance to address a question here. It's my understanding that the definition of no quarter is that legitimate offers of surrender will be refused, or that detainees will be executed. Is that your understanding of the definition?
The only entity that would kill detainees or target civilians is the Iranians, and they're the ones being crushed.
So
the Iranian military and their military capabilities.
The question is, do
I
you
disagree
understand,
completely with your articulation.
No, do you understand the definition that I just read you? Because that's the definition from your department's Law of War manual. Is that your understanding? And I'm gonna just get to the point here.
We fight to win and we follow the law, Senator.
Okay, so your quote was, "We will keep pushing, keep advancing, no quarter, no mercy for our enemies." And yesterday, you did not clarify whether you stand by this statement. So I'm going to give you another opportunity to clarify if that is what you meant. Do you stand by that statement you made on March 13th?
We have untied the hands of our warfighters. We fight to win, and we follow the law.
Okay, so you're not clarifying. So you stand by that statement. So you're the Secretary of Defense. The things you say matter. And your response here, right now, makes it clear to the American people exactly why you are not right for this job.
It makes it clear to our enemies, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Senator Sheehy has left the room, but it's been whispered to me that I just referred to him in the last exchange as Senator Schmidt. I don't know if he considered that a compliment or an insult, but I would do.
Let's be precise about what just happened. Hegseth was asked twice, once by Moulton, once by Kelly, to clarify a statement that violates the Geneva Conventions. Twice he refused. Under the Department of Defense's own Law of War manual, the document Hegseth is responsible for, no quarter means refusing legitimate surrender or executing detainees. That is a war crime. And the Secretary of Defense stood in front of the United States Senate and refused to walk it back. Kelly's verdict was not emotional. It was mathematical. $330 billion spent, 2 to 34 times normal munitions consumption, years, possibly decades, to replenish. A war that by every strategic measure is stuck. And a defense secretary who cannot clarify whether his own statements comply with the laws of war. Mark Kelly flew 39 combat missions. He knows what a qualified defense secretary looks like, and he just told us what one doesn't look like. Subscribe to Dana Weston Daily. Because the assessments that matter most come from those who have been there. Drop a comment. Should Hegseth be required to formally clarify the no quarter statement? We read every single one.